Again to our main topic for today.
Yes, let's do it.
We're talking about all things social media, right? And kind of like divulging all our secrets. I'm just joking, but
I don't have any
everything
secrets.
we have to say about social media, we're kind of going to share today. I'm going to see if anybody in the audience has anything they want to share too. So I guess we can just get into it. I was thinking we can start off with one of the biggest pitfalls of social media, which I would say is productivity and like how they kind of counteract each other. Productivity doesn't really go so well with social media.
In theory.
What do you think about that?
I think we should ask the people first. So the question to you guys, yes, the people, is how do you think social media affects your productivity? What's the relationship between your social media usage and your productivity in any facet of life? Don't know, jump up at once.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I spend way too much time on social media, but the benefits is that, so at work, I can't have my phone with me at work, so I'm definitely a lot more productive, but the minute I'm off work and I have my phone, I just feel like I'll just catch myself checking, like I'm just be checking Instagram, but I just checked it, and I know there's nothing different, I'm just like, why am I keep gravitating towards
So you're like the first like on every picture.
I literally will scroll and then open my app 3 minutes later just so I'm not the first one. Like I go and do, I'm like, I can't be this thirsty, I cannot be the first one. I hate when I see someone's story too quickly and I just like, oh my god, 58 seconds ago. That's me. It's the worst. I don't think about that. I was on Instagram last night, I'm like, damn, you just posted 30 seconds ago. Why did I open it? It literally drives me crazy. I can't do that. But as far as productivity, that goes for me too. So like during the week, I don't open it at all at work. Like I can have my phone at work. I just make the conscious effort. Once I leave my house, I do not open any of my social media apps. And then once I get off again, I'll open it for a little bit. But I realized I was like her too, just aiming like just opening it just for what? Just
so you're just bored.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, everyone doesn't have to answer. It's okay. I'll let you guys skip this question if you don't want. But I think for me, it doesn't affect my productivity because I don't use it like as much as like I'm not the person that's like checking my Instagram all the time. Like I don't know, for some reason I have moments that I check it, but I get tired of checking it. I don't know. I'm tired of looking. So literally like if I'm liking your pictures, I'm probably like sitting on my toilet. Like that's a good time for Instagram.
Okay.
Well,
that's my Instagram time. Like okay, I have time to sit down and I have nothing else to do. So I'm gonna look through a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's a nice picture. Nice picture. You know, like that's my usual. I also kind of like you don't like the details. Like come on. I'm also kind of like her with I don't use my phone at work because I can't really. So it's not like I'm not allowed to, but I don't have good connection or network, so I can't go on social media usually at work anyway. So it's nice. I used to go on Twitter on my computer just because I wanted to be more like active on Twitter and like do stuff like for productivity reasons. But then like Twitter, sometimes you're gonna see some random come up and you can't have it on your screen at work. So I stopped going on Twitter at work because I don't want to see like Twitter like has no filter, so you can't be doing that at work. So yeah, for the most part, it doesn't affect my productivity.
I think I can agree with that. Same with me. I don't really use social media too much in the sense that, I mean, the only one I really use right now is Instagram. And I feel like at any given point in time in my life, there's one social media app that I might tend to gravitate towards. So I know for like a while it might have been Twitter. Another set of years it might have been Snapchat. But now it's mainly Instagram. And even with that, I don't feel like I gravitate towards the app when I don't feel like I should be. You know what I mean? I feel like it's an issue when it comes to productivity if you're using it when you feel like you shouldn't be using it, if that makes any sense. But the only times I'm really ever opening the app is when I feel like, well, I have nothing better to do. There's nothing I should be doing, whatever the case might be. So
do you ever feel like you can be productive by being on social media? Because I think we're kind of looking at it from the angle of like social media is opposite of productivity. But I feel like people use social media for positive things that are actually productive.
And now that's where I was getting. The good thing about having a separate Instagram account for our podcast is that I know that when I'm on the podcast Instagram account, it's definitely feeling productive. Luckily though, like we have somebody that runs it for the most part, being Miriam.
Yeah.
So when I'm on it, it's not taking up so much of my time, and the time it is taking up, it's because I feel like I'm doing some service towards the podcast.
Yeah.
On my personal account, I don't really think there's ever a time I'm on it and it's really doing much for anything beyond just wasting time, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think I try to use mine. I try to make a conscious decision. It's hard to do though, but I try to use it to be productive in the sense of like connecting with people.
Sure.
That's people forget that's the idea behind it.
Yeah,
it wasn't just to like look at pictures and like think of a life you could have and all that. Like it was to connect with people. So I try to connect with people sometimes. I'm not really good at it, but I do try to use it for that purpose. So like sometimes when let me just like someone's picture, like let me just make a comment so like maybe we can have a conversation or something.
I was literally just about to say like I feel like unless I'm commenting, then I'm not really connecting. Like
that's
me
true.
Doesn't feel like if I'm not commenting or reacting to a story with like actual text, I don't feel like I'm doing much to connect with the person. Any other thing is just to acknowledge that, I know you posted this because you felt good, so let me acknowledge that you do look good or you did say something cool or whatever. But if I'm not commenting, that's why I'm like, social media for me is not necessarily the best way to connect to people. It can start connections, it can maintain connections, but I don't think it's like the best way. It's not the primary way I choose to. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's just one way. It's a way to connect. It's not the only way to connect. I think it depends on like where the person is.
Yeah.
Someone that's really far off, like you might want to connect via social media versus other means. But I want to go back to something that Laura said. She talked about how, what did she say? Oh my God, what did she say?
What my story? I hate which one? Which one?
I'm trying to transition, but my transition is not working. It's not working.
I hate when I see the story too soon, and then.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna go to.
Okay,
So I was gonna ask, like, why do you not want to be the first like? Why don't you want to like? Do you feel like you're pressed? Like, do you feel like is it itself like, I don't want to look like I'm on her thing?
Lara's like, so go ahead, Mary.
If I feel that way, it's because of the person.
Yeah.
It's not in general.
So when you say because of the person, some people might not know what that means. Like, what does that mean?
Just example, say you're crushing on someone. Like, that's... I'm not saying that's ever my situation.
Really, Mary? You're too cool for crushes now?
I am. But anyways, like, that's one thing. You don't want to look pressed. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like, I just posted this, and then you look who's the first one, you're like, wow.
Like, for instance, if I see...
Honestly, I noticed multiple people, the same 3 people that watch my story.
I was gonna say,
So you know who's crushing on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not crushing, but like who wants to be my business.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys go back to see who's watched your story? Because I've never done that.
Just like the first
I have a couple times.
Couple of seconds, but
it really just depends.
After that,
I think we all fall victim to posting something because maybe you wanted somebody to see it. So that's
I don't relate.
I think from the laughter, some people might relate. But with that's when I
think it's girls.
And that's not girls thing.
I don't usually check, but I think there was one time that I had a crush on someone.
That's the
and we had just followed each other on Instagram.
That's usually what it is. Like if you've not made contact with that person yet, but like you want them to contact you, maybe. I don't know. There's many.
I feel like with that feeling is either you like someone or you hate someone. That's why.
I'm not checking if somebody hates me.
If you don't fuck with someone and then they're watching your story and you're like, they're pressed.
But that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't check to see if does this person that I know
you're just scrolling to see and then you see that person and you constantly see them, but you're like beefing. Then you'd be like,
but to give what Marian said even more context, it's like if I see Marian's story 58 seconds after she posts it, I could give 2 fucks. Like she doesn't care. But that's what I'm saying because of our relationship. But like I'm sure if it was somebody that I was crushing and I'll be like, maybe I should have waited a little bit. So like to add context to what you were saying, I definitely agree. It's a friend versus like an interest. Your vibes are gonna be a little different.
For example, we can use it because last week of someone that he met and within a week she's expecting something for Valentine's Day. If she posts something, he probably doesn't want to like it right away because he
doesn't want her to think
that's
true.
I don't want to give her the wrong impression.
So it's not so much about yourself; it's about that person. You don't want that person to feel anything. But then you're crushing on them. You want them to. Okay.
You have to have balance. Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask: does social media affect how you perceive yourself?
Sometimes.
How
Well,
so?
not me, but I know people.
Okay, of course. No, you never you.
I feel like people have had that. No
Mhm.
matter, like, I feel like we've all gone through that.
Yeah.
But people mature more than others.
Right.
But yeah, for a fact, people are either like they're envying people. Like
Mhm.
people put their best foot forward.
Of course,
on
yeah.
social media. So when you're not doing that in real life and you see people doing that, you're like, oh,
Like, damn, she's in Miami.
yeah,
Damn, she's in
like, stuff
Bali.
like that.
Damn, she's
Yeah.
in
But
what's the
half
other
the
place?
years they're
Abu Dhabi.
depressed. Like, but you don't
See,
see that.
luckily for me, I think I don't buy into social media very easily. Mainly because of what Marion is saying. Like, I know that what people are posting are, again, the highlight reels of their life, right? Because.
But what if their highlights are like nicer than your highlights?
Yeah, sure. But I'm just like, I can realize that everybody has like a layered life, a nuanced life. Everything comes with different dimensions. So you can't just take everything at face value. And with that, I at least personally, I don't find myself comparing myself too often.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that's because I'm necessarily better than anybody. It's just because, luckily for me, that's my disposition in life. Like, I tend not to compare myself to people, and I just happen to be lucky that way.
Yeah, I think most people, or a lot of people, I don't know. Let me not speak for people. Let me speak for myself.
Yeah.
I think that I definitely there was a time that I would go on social media, and depending on how I was doing or how I felt I was doing, it would like make it more extreme. So like, let's say if I just felt like I wasn't doing well, let's say I was looking for a job and I can't find a job.
Yeah.
When you go on social media, that's when everyone is gonna have a job. Everyone's gonna be like, I just got a job. I'm like, yo, I'm just trying to get one. So I think like it amplifies whatever you're feeling. That's what I think. So if you're feeling like a little down on yourself for some reason, social media is going to amplify it because you're gonna see everyone else doing well, and then you're gonna feel worse, and then vice versa. If you feel like you're doing really good, I mean, I don't really know if social media makes you feel better. Actually, I guess if people like your stuff, you might feel like, oh, everyone likes my picture. I'm doing well.
Well, on the whole tip of like social media and self-esteem, do you get more self-esteem from, the likes, the comments, the reactions, whatever it is?
I think it could be a boost. I think sometimes it helps. I think sometimes like you can, let's say you take a step out of yourself and decide like, let's say I decide to post a picture of my stomach, to show them my 6 packs.
Right.
If I get like 100 likes, when like I usually get 50 likes, I want to be like, oh, they like my 6 pack. I should keep working out. But then if I post my 6 pack and I get 1 like and I usually get 50 like, I'm like, oh my god, my 6 pack is not doing it for the people.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on what you're doing it for. If you're looking for it, then yes, it has a greater effect.
I was gonna say I think regardless of whatever your disposition is, and like even if you're like the person with like the greatest head on their shoulders and like you kind of like you feel good about yourself and you don't really expect validation from likes or whatever, it's just a natural thing you're gonna feel. Like you didn't post that picture because you didn't want any likes. You didn't want 0 likes. You were hoping that people saw it and agreed with whatever you liked about that picture. Yeah. So with that, like of course you're gonna feel a little bit better from getting likes than getting nothing out of a social media post.
I don't know, certainly. So everyone is good, everyone is confident. Social media has, we're not looking for social media for confidence, yes?
So nobody here has any negative feelings about social media when it comes to like its effect on their self-esteem?
I mean, I feel like when I was young, I'm still pretty young.
Yeah.
But
when you were younger.
But yeah, when I was younger, I think, definitely I was more attached to like, my like pictures are only getting this many likes, or like my friends are getting like this many more likes, like what's like, and then it affected me. But now I'm like, I unfollowed a bunch of people on social media, so like I really only see a bunch of influencers, celebrities, and then like actual people I care about, like my family and friends, and care about their lives. So it's not as much comparison. Like people I would be comparing my life to are like they live a whole different life that's not comparable. So
yeah. And I think it's also how you use it. Like kind of what you're saying. Like I generally only like on Instagram, I generally follow people that I actually like know or have met before. Because I know people just follow like anyone. They're like, oh, I like your shoe, I'll follow you. Like like when at least I'm trying to do that now more because I'm trying to be more productive, blah blah blah, meet people. But generally, like if I follow you, like I actually know your name. Like so usually when I go through my picture, I can see everyone that likes it. I'm like, oh, this person. Like I haven't talked like it's people that I know versus random people that like I'm like, oh, how did you see my picture? Like that's kind of weird and random to me.
Yeah.
So Alright, everyone has good self-esteem.
I know, right?
I know, I'm like, guys, no, don't have
No, but she
self-esteem.
hit it on the head though. She was saying like everything on social media is everyone's like highlights and stuff. So like you can't be there, compare yourself to everyone's highlights. Like they're of course not going to show you the bad things. So it's not, if I have good self-esteem, me seeing I'm like, oh well, their life isn't 100% perfect. Like I can't compare their highlights to like the stuff I go through. So
usually I hate on people. If I see someone that looks like a couple that's perfect, lies.
Right? I'm like, you just know it's like no one's that perfect.
It's not real. It's a lie. No, get out of here. Like, you have abs? Nah, come on, he got surgery.
Dude, that be me all the time. I know you got one.
So I guess the other thing that I was kind of talking about social media, like, I'm trying to use it more for friendships and like relationships. How does social media affect your friendships? Do you think that you have friends that you're friends with on social media only, or vice versa, or like, just how does that interaction occur?
I feel like that just started happening like recently. Like I feel like there's this one person like we met and then like we're friends on Instagram and like that's the only way we communicate. It's like the weirdest thing. Like this is weird. Like I've never. It's like if we see each other in public, we're not gonna not say hi to each other, but like. We're
most of your interactions on social media.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what is this? This is like the era we're in now. It's so weird. And then everyone always says how Instagram is like the new dating app, like 100%. It's just like
they do say that.
Yeah. So
they do.
I don't know. It is very interesting.
I thought you were gonna tell us about your Instagram dates.
I know, right? I just hope you notice slides in my
No, I was gonna make a comment about the friendship thing because I think when I was like in high school and even like my first few years of college, Instagram had like a really negative effect on my friendship, especially like not Instagram but social media, especially Snapchat, because I would see people who I consider really close friends always like hanging out together. I'm just like, dang, y'all didn't invite me. Like, why does it always feel like I'm an afterthought, not being included? So that really like kind of made me feel crappy, and like that was like a way it was like almost tore. I feel like social media can really tear apart friendships. It ended a few friendships last summer, like with like in my circle. So I think it is good in terms of like you can connect with people more. Like I know there are people who I don't have as much contact with now, but like I don't feel like shame and like just being like, oh my gosh, this is like so nice. Like just like I feel more free in terms of communicating with them. But it can also, depending on like I guess your mentality and probably your age and stuff, it can really also ruin friendships.
I was gonna say on that note, like, would you say you're almost holding on maybe to relationships that you might not have if it wasn't for social media? So for instance, with you saying that, oh, this looks lovely, I haven't talked to you in a while, whatever, like that's somebody that you might have not texted otherwise, right?
I mean,
so is it
100%.
like, do you feel like you would have continued that relationship if it wasn't for social media?
No.
Yeah.
But I think it's nice that like we can kind of check, because a lot of it is always distance. It's like we were good in high school and this wasn't anything that happened. It was like, oh, we just moved apart and we just grew apart. But it's like they still seem like a nice person and like they're doing cool things. Yeah. So
I do think social media is actually really good for keeping friendships on some level. Like I have a lot of friends that I don't talk to. I don't really like talking on the phone like that. If you're in a really far place, like texting can be boring. So I might not talk to you except for social media. So when I see you on social media, I know you're alive. I remember you, so I might actually hit you up because I just saw you. So it keeps a connection there. Like, you can just kind of check on people. Of course, like we said, it's highlights and all that stuff, but at least you can see the highlights and okay, yeah, they're still around, they're still kicking. So I think it's good for that, definitely. Like that's what I use it for mainly, I think.
Honestly, I feel like you use social media the wrong way because I don't really do what you guys are saying, like in terms of maintaining connections with people that I don't see or regularly or talk to regularly.
You just
like,
cut them off.
I'm like, I cut them off. Like, no, they're still there, right?
Yeah.
The people I really ever interact with on social media are people that I probably would in real life too, right? Like the people I comment on their pictures is probably somebody that I saw a couple
You probably
weeks
took
ago.
the picture.
Right. right. I probably took that fucking but no, like in generally speaking, like I tend to not have conversations or connections with people on social media in that way that I wouldn't in real life. But I don't think that maybe that's the best way to do it, because like then what's the point of keeping tabs on somebody that you're not even trying to like connect with?
I mean, I've made friends. I have friends that I meet on social media, and they're real life friends now.
Oh yeah. So you've met in real life now?
You know.
Aww.
And then it's like I actually have friends that are I met online.
Mm-hmm.
Then my real life friends know too.
Yeah.
They'll just know each other and they don't realize that I met this person online.
Yeah.
I do think social media makes the world really small.
I think
Because, like you said, like
better,
like
actually.
literally, you can go on someone's profile and find out people that they like mutual friends or whatever, and like, wait, how do you know this person? Like, it's weird. So I think it makes the world smaller, and like back to that connection thing, which I think like was the original purpose besides money, like was connect people.
Yeah.
I think it does that. People just use it for a lot of other things because the vanity is like the thing you see first.
Yeah.
But the connection, I think, is the real value in it. Even though people don't always recognize like that's what they like, is the fact that they can like connect. But hopefully that's what you like about social media. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know what you like?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I really
What do
feel
you don't
it's
like
just a
anything about social media?
I just think it's a passive means of entertainment every so often. But even then, I'm not always so entertained by it. Like if you ask any of my friends, I'm probably the one that like be hating on it the most. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't see the point. I don't.
I do think it's interesting that like there's people like our age, like I kind of think of myself as someone that doesn't use social media that much, but I know people that use social media like way less than me.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna.
But
say
like
too,
it's so funny because it's not like they don't go out. It's not like they just don't
They just don't
care.
So they need to post
Exactly.
everything. Is that
Yeah.
what you mean? Like when you
Yeah.
say using, do you mean like actively posting or like?
I do mean actively posting.
Okay.
I mean you could use both, but I think of posting more as using because I
That's
think
how
it's easy
look
to
at it
go
too,
on.
because I don't
I see
post
what you
often.
mean.
Like I don't post, but like I use social media just to learn different perspectives about different things. Like I'm in tune with stuff through social media. It's just like, oh, that I didn't know this was going on in the world. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess it all depends on who you follow too, and like what
Yeah.
your algorithms are. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a whole bunch of influencers or like makeup stuff. But just like I do like current events and like just different businesses locally.
Mhm.
So it's just not But as far as posting, I'm like with you guys. Like I don't need to go out and be like, yeah, I'm at this club. I'm doing like I don't do any of that.
I know a lot of people who do use it like as what you're saying, like just for their news, like especially like Twitter, like that's their newspaper.
Yeah.
for
Professional people use Twitter. Who use Twitter professional? It's so weird. I don't know how, but they use
Yeah,
Twitter
they
as like
career quite
a
bad.
career builder to connect with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's my
It's
mom.
hard,
Can
that's
you
why.
imagine like our whole mother, different generation.
But I actually wouldn't say using is necessarily posting either, because I know a lot of people, and I would probably count myself as one of those people who like use it when it comes to posting, but I don't use it to like really like I would never really be on my feed much. You know what I mean? On the feed itself or the story, the only stories I watch are like the first 10. Like the first 10 stories are the ones I click, or the maybe first 15. I don't know. People I actually know.
No,
Everything else not so much. Same with my feed, but I'm actually somebody who posts. So from the outside looking in, it might look like I use it way more than I do. Then whereas there's people I know that like have 0 pictures on their thing, but they're on Instagram like every hour, every minute, every day. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't necessarily think that using goes in hand with posting all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, guys. Yeah.
I'm looking at the
Let's-
phone for validation.
Validation.
I'm getting nothing.
No. Let's take a quick break and then let's finish this conversation. Yeah.